Modern Thought and Literature, Film and Media Studies, the Institute for Diversity in the Arts, the Center for Comparative Studies in Race and Ethnicity, and the Stanford Institute for Creativity and the Arts. And now I'm going to turn it over to Hector, who will be leading our conversation this evening with Frank and Marcela. I mentioned that he's the assistant professor in ILAC here at Stanford, but he's also the faculty coordinator of the working group in cultural synchronization and disjuncture, who are our other main collaborators here on this event, in addition to the TransAmerican Studies workshop. Its representatives are here as well. So I'd like to welcome you all and thank you for being here. And thank you. I'll turn it over to you.
So introducing an event like this is like trying to cut across an onion. You have all these millimeters of thank yous, and so I'll honor that tradition. And before introducing our guest speakers, say just a couple of words. First, congratulations to Angela and to Ellen, who have done a great organizing and have put us together in this room. And mind you, this event results from a confluence of different research agendas that come together in this two-day event. We have the TransAmerican group, which is interested in hemispheric readings that cut across north and south, and clearly that is represented in this table in many different ways. And we have cultural synchronization and disjuncture, which is interested primarily in Latin American cultural theory, Latin Americanism, right? But not solely. We like to work on theory in a comparative context as well. And of course, we have our host, the Graphic Narrative Project. I think that's a really interesting metaphor right there. The medium serving as a way of putting us into conversation. So I'm going to introduce our two speakers first by saying that my first what I first associate with Marcela Trujillo is an enormous sense of frustration. Because when I was in Santiago, Chile, I walked into the Plop Gallery and I saw this beautiful artwork, which we circulated, for those of you in the reading group, an example of this, but I came across the original, the piece in Washington Heights, and it was there, framed, begging to be taken to California. And it weighed a ton. So that did not happen. So my first impression is one of profound disappointment. So it's only fitting and really a privilege to have Marcela with us here today. On the other hand, my first impression of coming across Boquete, right, and Frank's work at large, is one of great satisfaction, of laughing and being very engaged and being taken back to childhood as I read, and appreciating adventure in a whole different way, and then noticing interesting things about these fantasy islands and these floating geographic centers that make me go back to Antonio Benítez Rojo and to Edouard Glissant and Fernandez de Tamara, and oh, wait a second, I was in my childhood mode, whatever happened here? So these are just two anecdotal introductions of the story of frustration and joy that brings us here today. There's much joy in Marcela's work, of course. Or Maliki Cuatro Ojos. And that is her comics alter ego, is a comics artist, animator, and painter. She has a degree in visual arts from the University of Chile, Universidad de Chile, and is the author of autobiographical comics that include Las Crónicas de Maliki Cuatro Ojos, a compilation of pieces originally published in the newspaper The Clinic, wonderful publication, which our dear friend Juan Poblete can tell you a lot more than I about, and El Diario Íntimo de Maliki Cuatro Ojos, which will be released at the Feria de Santiago shortly. We have the first preview at this new book. Her comics have been published in several venues, and she studied at the Art Student League of New York. She lived in New York for 7 years, and probably will tell tell us a little bit of that period in her life, and it has been already portrayed literally in her autobiographical work. She teaches courses on comics. She is a fellow academic who teaches comics drawing and design at Diego Portales, a private school in Santiago de Chile, whose research truly is superb, I find. She has now entered the world of animation. She studied animatics and storyboards at the SVA, School of Visual Arts. There's some connection going on here, New York connection. I'm not sure how this nepotism thing is going on. Anyway, has made 2 animations, including feminist science fiction and Planeta Melbourne. She lives in Santiago, Chile, with her 2 daughters. Brian is a comics artist and animator who immigrated from Cuba to New York City in his youth. A Cuban American, his love of art, animation, and storytelling took him from the School of Visual Arts in New York, I see a pattern here, to his position as art director at Disney Studio and Warner Brothers. Consumer products in Los Angeles, right? We have the consumer products branch of these companies. He's the author of the Rockero comic series, published by Image, which, along with Fantagraphics, as many of you know, are really cutting edge, and also broadening the mainstream, which is interesting. We might talk a little bit about this. This is getting more and more to be central, and there's transactions going on there, but we'll get there soon enough. He has been nominated for not only 1 but 3 Eisner Awards: Best New Series, Best Continuing Series, and Best Cover Artists. And he has also taught mythology, world making, character design at MIT. Please join me in welcoming him. In terms of format, I have asked each of them to speak for as long as they feel comfortable, 4 minutes or 30, right? Or till midnight if you have the time.
1 hour.
And then I'll try and moderate the discussion, and by moderate I mean no blows below the belt, right?
Be nice.
Okay. Be nice, right, be nice. No. By that I mean, and we were talking about this earlier on, there's Bomb magazine, which has conversation among artists, and Bomb magazine mediates. So I'll try and just mediate and have the 2 of you share us.
Cool. We're going to start with the animation by Maddie P. that Esther mentioned.